Hello, it's time for another summer yoga session. And we're going to do most of this session on the ground, still stretching, but not necessarily bringing up, hope it'll be a cool practice. So to begin with, let's get into a Sukhasana, easy seated pose. And to start with, we need 2 blankets, and we're going to fold those blankets in this quarter fold. And since I had my blankets wrong, we'll just fix them here. So we're going to take these 2 blankets. There is a folded edge and an open edge. And we're going to sit with the folded edge to the front. That just gives you a little bit more of a foundation, a little firmer edge to sit forward on. And then from this seated pose, and if you want to make better contact with the mat, you can move the fleshy part of your buttocks to the side. And beginning, we're going to open our legs just a little bit and carefully place the first leg on the mat in as much with the shin being as close to perpendicular to the mat as we can get. And then we will gently place the opposite leg over. And ideally, we aspire to having the left heel under the right knee and the right heel under the left knee. And that leaves us with a nice open triangle here, not feet and thighs are, legs are not up toward the groin. There's more of a space here. And then reach down into that 3-point foundation, your sitting bones, your feet, and as you close your eyes, lift up and begin to feel that lift all the way from your sitting bone and your glutes, all 3 of them, lifting up tall through the spine. And imagine that the spine is in 2 pieces. There is a back spine that is nice, tall, and straight, and there is a front spine that we also want to be nice, tall, and straight. So the lifting that front spine sometimes gives the feeling that your shoulders are more upright, your shoulders are moving back, away, we're not hunching forward, we're moving those shoulders back. And feel your elbows close to your sides and under your shoulders, and let them just hang as you quietly rest your hands, palm up, on your thighs. And you're still feeling that lift all the way up and even higher than the crown of your head. So there's a long, tall extension. And with this easy pose, but we're not slouching, we're not ignoring our posture here. We're very aware of our posture. We're also aware of our breath. So begin to notice how you're breathing. Don't make any changes. Just notice. And for example, I'm noticing that I am breathing and I want to breathe through my nose. And as I inhale, I can feel the air, and it might be a little cool, coming toward the back of my throat and down. And I might feel my shoulder blades or collarbones and shoulders widening. And as you sit here, just continue to remark on that breath, making observations, no judgment. There's no right or wrong way to breathe. There's some more efficient ways or more calming ways, but it's always the right way. And we're breathing in and out. And we're calming down. Is that something that you notice too? And perhaps you're noticing that your breaths are lengthening as you continue to calm. In and out. And deep inhalations are very beneficial if our goal is to be calm and quiet and at ease where we are. So first take a complete deep inhale through your nose, and we're going to hold it for just a heartbeat at the top, and then back out through your nose, you're going to exhale. So inhaling, hold, exhale. Do that twice more on your own. Inhaling, hold, exhale. And return to normal breathing. Gently bow your head so that when you open your eyes, you're not glaring into any bright lights. And from here, we're going to begin working on moving and maintaining our range of motion. So, and we're going to start off, let's start off with our neck. That's something we don't always pay attention to, and it's influenced a great deal by how tight our muscles are across our shoulders there. So to begin with, bring that left ear to your left shoulder. Take your left hand, place it gently just on the side, and allow the weight of that hand to be a mild weight against your neck. And if you feel no extension with this, move your hand out and just kind of adjust up and down, because that will also add a little bit of intensity to this pose. Now, there's no guarantee that you're going to get your ear on your shoulder, but you will find an extension along this side. And then let go. Bring your head upright, and let's try it the other way. So now we're trying to move our ear in the direction of our right shoulder. Our right hand is a weight, gently holding, gently on our head, extending this muscle. And then as you feel or don't feel and need to kind of make an adjustment with this hand again, see if that intensifies perhaps some of your stretch there. You are able to notice it more clearly. And then let go. Look down and then look up. Do that for about 5 times on your own. Gently bringing your chin to your chest and then looking up. And back to center. Look to your right and center, left and center for about 3 more times. 2 more. 1 more. And this time, let your head just fall forward and roll to the right. Bring it back down to center and roll to the left. Just a couple more times, all the way around. Not back, just from shoulder to shoulder. Okay? And the last thing we're going to do is hopefully extend this small muscle between where it attaches at the base of your skull and then connects down into those shoulders. So to do that, you're going to sit really tall. You're going to have your head level, not looking up or down, left or right. And you're gently going to pull your chin in toward your throat. And as you do that, I think you will find an extension in that same muscle. So about 3 more times, reaching that chin back toward your throat. Head doesn't change its position. It's just that effort to bring that chin back. Or one last one. Good. And then just kind of bring some motion to your shoulders. And as you lift up and bring your shoulders down, just notice that your shoulder blades are on your back. So to begin with, we're going to bring our arms up through the side, reaching fingers up, shoulders not so much. So it's not that we're trying to lift lift our shoulders up around your ears. It's down and then down again. I'm going to do this for a couple more times. And I'm sliding a little bit to the side. So up, shoulders blades are unmoved, but your fingers are lifting. And imagine that that lift also lifts all the way from the pelvis and down. One more. Up, extend, arms, elbows straight, arms on either side of your ears, reaching up, fingers stretching toward the sky and down. And let's see how we do this way. Arms out, clasp your hands. You can either check to see which little finger's on the bottom or which top finger is, whichever. But rotate your palms out, nice and strong. Find those sitting bones. Find that same lift that you had through your spine. Pull your front ribs toward the back ribs. So we're not poking these ribs out, we're pulling them in. Excuse me. And then we're going to sweep our arms up and reach through those fingers. Try to open that palm as much as you can. If you've got an open palm, see if you can have it flat, as though it were flat on a cloud. So maybe that's bringing some lift to the thumb side of your hand. And then let go. Back out again. Other clasp, the one that doesn't feel quite so natural. Rotate those palms back out again. Engage that lower ab. Your ribs are coming back. And now sweep again up, reaching through that palm. Widen the palm as wide as you can. Find the front side of your thumb side of your wrist. Lift and reach. And let go. And then this one, start in cactus. And it's an eagle pose. We're bringing the right hand to the bottom. Left arm comes over top. And for some of you, this is exactly where you stay. And try to get those elbows as close together as you can. Some of you may be able to bring palms to either side. Lift up. Feel the stretch across your back shoulders. Reach first to the right and then center, left, and then center. See if you can manage that without moving your torso, with only moving those shoulders. And center. One last right. One last left. And unwind. Come back out. This time the left arm is down, the right arm is over. And again, elbows as close together as you can. For some, this is as far as it goes. And then you bring, if you can, your palms together. And this time, again, reach those elbows up, Find that stretch across your shoulders, and then go left and center, right and back, left and center, right. One more time, left. One more time, right. And unwind. Last thing we're going to do is bring our hands and see if you can clasp them behind your back. That's great. If not, maybe you can grab them by elbows, or maybe it's only forearms, whatever works. But as you're doing that, reach your shoulders back. Try to get those shoulders and that collarbone open. Just keep on. There's other things that we can do in this pose, but right now all we're trying to do is open that space across our collarbones, feeling our chest go back, feeling those shoulder blades sitting there on either side of your spine like angel wings. And then let go. All right, let's open our feet. And if we're kind of up and moving up here, let's see what the bottom half feels like today. So come as close as you can to the front edge of your mat or blanket without falling off. Just move that. And your feet are as open as you can get. And there may be a little bit of a rollout, but it's not a ballerina thing. So the heel is centered on as close to center on the heel as you can get, but still letting your legs relax. Open that inner groin. And then find the front side of your sitting bones. A sitting bone kind of looks like a V. And it has a front edge and a back edge. And this end is what we're talking about usually when we say we're sitting on the sitting bones. Well, we want on this one to be on the front side of our sitting bones. And that's going to make it a little easier for us to come forward. And that's the point today. We're going to put our hands right here on our hip creases. We're going to move our elbows kind of toward one another. Open that chest. Find those shoulders reaching back. And then at this hip crease, you're going to reach forward. Reach forward. And sooner or later, there will be something that stops you. And it may be these muscles right here, these inner groin muscles. It may be that that's just as far as you come. But find whatever your barrier is. And then put your hands down on the ground and support yourself here. And we're going to let's try 3 deep breaths. And as you're breathing in, imagine that your breath is going to wherever it is that you feel is a little tight. Now, the breath literally will not go there, but there is an imagining that is really rather impressive. It can almost make it feel like it is. So as you inhale deeply, you're filling your belly, and it's almost like a bellows, and it's moving you up and away from your sitting bones, or excuse me, your hip creases. And then as you exhale, that bellows goes away, and there might be, just might be, a little bit more room that you can capture as you come down. So that second deep inhale, fill that belly. Fill that belly. Imagine that breath. For me, it's going to that low back lumbar spine. And then I'm going to exhale out, and I can get a little further, a little closer to the ground. Now my I'm feeling a stretch in those groin muscles, but as long as I keep my mind busy on something else, the groins don't seem to mind. Last deep inhale. Find that little lift, that little bellows that brings you up, and exhale all of it out and see if there isn't maybe some more space that you can come down. And just enjoy that final position with another, let's do 2 more breaths. And then walk your way back. If you have a strap, you can use that now to capture your right foot and kind of play a little tug, little pull and tug with pressing into that strap and pulling back, and adjust the length so that it is a straight line from your arms, hands, down to the ball of your toes. And then from here, reach your chest forward and maybe through those arms. And in order to come down, elbows out to the side. Use this little pull and tug until you get as far as you can go. And try that bellows breathing again. Fill your belly. Let it get all full of air. And then as you exhale, maybe you're able to, with the help of this strap, come down a little bit further. Keep this bottom, keep this glute on the ground. And then inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. This is your barrier. This is as far as you're going to get probably today. So just stay here again for 2 breaths. And then come up. That extra little time there just gives those muscles an opportunity to just sit in that extended stretched position. So now we go. I'm just noticing that my black Tevas are giving me black footprints. Sorry about that, folks. My apologies. All right, find again. And I'm sliding off my seat, so I'm going to come back, just reset myself. Strap the balls of my feet. Find that length here, whether it's just a little pull and tug so that you know that you've got a nice, long, full extension here. And then reach again, that chest up through your arms. So you've got that pull, chest is coming a little bit forward. This right hip is anchored. This left leg is nice and straight. And I'm bending my elbows out to the side and coming down as far as I can. And, I'm walking my fingers up because I gained a little bit of strap then. So I'm going to make that deep breath in, find my bellows, exhale everything out, see if I can pull myself just a little further forward. Second breath, exhale down. Third breath, exhale it all out. And then we've reached that place where we're just settling. And we're going to stay here for 2 breaths. And then walk your way back up. Pull your legs together. And we're going to do this with closed legs. So again, strap around the ball of your foot. See if I can come back and you can kind of see there. All I'm again finding the right length of strap so that there will be something left to pull against. So kind of press and kind of experiment with that pull and tug. Get a nice long line all the way down to the base of your strap. And it's not going to run away from you. Your legs are going to stay there. So you don't have to have a death grip on this strap. Pull your chest again, forward, up between your biceps. And then reach elbows out to the side. Bring yourself as far forward as you can. See if you can bring your toes up, press through the heel. Engage the thighs. Make sure the kneecap is lifted. And we're just at that gentle pull down. When you find it, just stay there and breathe those 2 breaths. And then walk your way back. Good job. From here, we're going to try a few just easy little twists. Nothing too strenuous, nothing too extreme. And so first, let's come back into Sukhasana. But this time, instead of having the left leg on the bottom, let's bring our right leg in. Work on a little symmetry. This may or may not feel as comfortable, but it never hurts to try the other side. Again, we're working to get the heel under the knees. Nice wide seat. And hopefully it's comfortable enough that you can stay here a while. We're going to take our left hand. We're going to locate it with the palm out against our right leg. And I'm sitting up on 2 blankets, so it may be hard for me to reach all the way down. And I want this right arm to be a stabilizer, something that's going to help me lift up as I breathe in and stay lifted. And then with the gentle pressure of my left arm against my right knee, I'm going to turn my upper torso, mostly my shoulders, and look around. I'm going to take a nice long deep breath, get tall again, and on the exhale, see if there was any extra room that I was able to capture, and then let go and come back. Reseat yourself if you need to. Maybe bring that arm, that block over so it'll be there for the left side. And we're going to take our right hand, move it behind our left knee. That's where some momentum is, some resistance is coming from. This arm is back behind us, kind of like that pillar of support, keeping us tall. And the turn is from up here more than down here. So keep that turn high. And we're using that resistance to look over that left shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale it out, see if there's another little fraction of movement that you can get. And then let go. There are a couple twists we're going to try. The next one is Marichyasana. And so we're still sitting on this blanket. This time, we're going to have a long right leg. We're going to bend our left leg and kind of bring your torso inside that leg. Use that shin as a way of getting nice and tall. We're going to take our left arm, bring it inside that left leg, and we're going to create a resistance. The arm is going to try to push the leg over. The leg is going to push the arm back. And so we know that one could definitely probably overpower the other, but we're just going to hold that gentle resistance one against the other is going to, again, allow me to turn, use my back arm as a stabilizer, lift that back as high and tall as I can be, take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, turn and look over your shoulder. Use that resistance, elbow to knee, if you need it. Take another deep breath. Find that extension again so you are sitting so tall. And then exhale and try to look again. And then let go. Then we're going to just switch legs. So now my right leg is up here. I use that to get a nice tall torso. Left leg's on the ground. So bring that right arm up, put it inside that knee again. You still have that same push-pull kind of resistance. Use that to turn, find your block or find that tall, long spine. Inhale. And then on the exhale, look over that left shoulder. Another big, deep inhale. Get as tall as you can. And exhale again. And let go. Come back. We want to be careful with our sacrum as we're doing this, any place in your spine as you're twisting. You need to just be gentle with yourself. This is a gentle yoga class, so please remember that. Okay, we're going to still staying on the ground, and I'm hoping that you can see that I've got my camera adjusted. Find that strap again. And we're going to lie down on our backs, and we're going to see if we can't just get some more extension through that back side of our body. Now, to begin with, always more pleasant if you have a headrest. So you might grab one of those. And let's lie down first with your knees bent and your feet on the outward side of your mat. And as you lie down, again, being gentle, oops, about to disappear. So sorry. All right, from here, let those knees drop one against the other inside. Lay your arms just down beside you. I always like to adjust, and for some reason, it feels like if I have my shoulder blades on my back, those angel wings on either side of my spine, it supports my chest just a little bit more. It also brings an outward rotation to my arms, and my palms just turn up so easily. And here we've got a neutral spine. And you have those three curves: the cervical curve in your neck, the thoracic curve, which is reaching toward the ground here and supporting your chest, and your lumbar curve, which is that space between right above your bottom, okay, that low lumbar spur. Some of you may have more or less room in that curve than others. Just find your comfortable place. Then get your strap. We're going to first strap our left leg, and we're going to scrape the heel of our right leg until that leg is long and pressing out toward the opposite wall. Here, we've got our hand, we're holding either side of this strap. aspire to have a straight leg. A straight leg is one where your kneecap is engaged. So your thigh, engage your thigh to lift your kneecap, and that's straight. And for some of you, that may happen out here, and that's okay. But don't pull yourself so that it's up here over your nose. We're not interested in that. Just a nice 90-degree angle with the ground that seats the head of the femur into your hip socket really nicely. Then both hands are on the strap, and we're going to let that leg fall over to the side. I'm bending my elbow, and I'm creating a little kickstand. I'm not intending for that leg to get to the ground. I'm really even trying to hold it up off the ground. And now turn your attention to this lower abdominal area and just observe what those muscles are doing. Maybe they're reaching toward the back side of your pelvic girdle. Maybe you can feel this right side of your abdominal muscles working hard to kind of be a counterbalance, holding this right leg down. And maybe you can feel some of those muscles on the left also working to hold up that long straight leg out there. And just let's take another nice long deep breath here. Sigh it out. Another breath in. Another full exhale out. And on the next inhale, lift that leg. Change hands so that now both straps are handled in the right hand. Your job is to keep both shoulders on the ground as you let the lower part of your body roll over as the right hand is holding in a kickstand the weight of that leg. All right, now just settle down and kind of maybe you lift and move your shoulders so that you've got a little twist there and you're really trying to keep them both down on the ground, kind of clutching, scratching at the floor with that left arm can help. And then for me right now, there is a stretch that starts right up in my armpit, comes down over my side, across the top of my hip, and out somewhere around the knee. So press your heel into that strap or past the strap. The strap is on the ball of your foot, but kind of reach out further with your heel. And take a nice long deep breath. Exhale out. Another deep breath. Exhale out. A little harder, it's a twist. On the next inhale, bring that leg back up. Unstrap the foot. Scrape the heel along the ground until it's lying beside the other one. And just make your own observations. Is there a difference between the legs? And what is that difference? For me, my buttock is, it's closer to the ground. It's stretched out. It's interesting. You see how it feels. And then my thigh is easier. It's reaching and touching the ground more closely too. And the first thing we see, oh yeah, our one leg is longer than the other. But why is it longer? So let's see if we can't take care of that other leg and bring it to that same long extension. So now your strap is around your right leg. Same thing all over again. We've got our hands in either strap in either hand, and see if you can extend that hip so that it's reaching toward the wall up in front of you. Your femur is in that hip socket. Your leg is nice and straight. The thigh is active. The kneecap is engaged. Your toes are reaching back toward your head. Now, put both ends of that strap in your right hand. Your job still is to keep both shoulders on the ground. Let that right leg fall over, and then make that little kickstand. Hold that leg, and now change your focus again to this pelvic bowl and the muscles that are in it. You're still reaching out, kind of pulling back with that leg, so it's doing what it has to do, and your arms working to help it. But see what else is going on to keep this counterbalance. Maybe these muscles right through here are reaching down and back. Is there anything much going on over on the other side? Sometimes it's hard to find that sensation. And you're reaching out, and let's take a couple breaths here. Try extending that heel forward toward the wall. Nice deep breaths. Nice deep breath. And then on the next deep inhale, lift that leg again, change hands, allow that whole lower body to roll over. Your job is to keep both shoulders on the ground, or as much of them as you can. And then we're holding this leg up. And it's another twist of sorts. And you're reaching. And we're looking for sensations. And it's a little bit different on this side, but I can still feel a little bit of a stretch. It picks up more going right through here for me now. So both sides aren't exactly the same. There are different sensations. Breathing in and out. Another deep breath in. One more deep breath. And on the next inhale, bring that leg back up. Unstrap. Lay this leg beside the other. And see if there are those same sensations of allowing that whole back side of your body to extend and lengthen out through toward your heels. Bring your feet back up to that outside where we began, where you were in a neutral spine. So your knees are bent, your feet are on the outside edges of your mat. And again, just let those knees fall together and enjoy that neutral spine. And then bring your arms out into saguaro, open your legs, and you're going to windshield wiper all the way down on one side. See if you can find a stretch here on your in your quads. Inhale up, exhale back down. Find that stretch in the quad again. We don't do that very often, not as often as we probably should. And follow that breath 4 more times. Inhaling down, exhaling up, inhaling down, exhaling up, back and forth. Releasing that lower spine, getting just a gentle twist. And I like this twist because this takes my sacrum and the 2 little sacrum joints on either side in the same direction as the twist. So there's less friction in that joint back there. Up and back. Okay, we're going to intensify this stretch just a little bit by taking our right leg, crossing it over the left, and then doing that same twist over to one side. Inhale up, drop to the other side. Inhale up. About 2 more times. Inhale, exhaling as you go down. Inhale up. Exhale. Last time. Just use that extra weight of the top leg to give that stretch a little more intensity. And then come back to center, kind of reset yourself on the mat, cross the left leg over the right, and begin that same movement again. Dropping, inhaling up, drop down, inhale up. If you find that this is uncomfortable in your hip socket, then don't use it. Just keep your legs, both feet on the ground. One more set. Up, down. Find your both feet on the ground. All right. And then roll over on your side. Take a moment. We're being gentle again. Find both of your hands on the ground and lift yourself to seated. The next 2 poses, and the final 2 that we're doing today, are somewhat restorative. So if you have your blankets, I'm going to make a bolster using 2 blankets. So they're in the half fold and then folded down to quarter fold. And I'm going to put those at my head. I've got an extra one that I just stole from the shelf that I'm going to use as just a neck support. And we're going to sit about a palm's or a hand's distance away from this bolster. Now your legs, I think I'd like for you to, if your knees are a problem, if you don't want to bend them, then I understand. Legs out straight are always an option. If you are able, then let's put our feet together, and we're going to take this strap, we're putting it in a loop through the D-ring, we're dropping that strap just down over both knees. And find a place for that D-ring to rest where it's not on skin and where you can adjust it. So we're going to, got our distance. I'm going to ease my spine. Right, the end of it is going to support my lumbar spine. I'm laying my spine along the mat, supporting my neck. I'm going to bring my feet sole to sole and let the knees fall out to the side. Now, for some people, you may be wide open enough through here that gravity won't be too intense and you'll be fine. For those of us who find that our legs are heavy and that it's difficult to allow gravity that much leeway, then you can adjust this strap a little bit shorter and let the strap hold your legs wherever it is that you want them. And maybe as they've been out there a little while, you can bring the strap back down closer to your ankles and closer to your hip crease. But it's a nice way just to kind of support those legs. And then close your eyes, rest your hands, palms up on the ground. And again, put your attention on your breath. And make those same observations that we did at the beginning of class. How it feels to breathe in and out. What can you notice about the inhale and the exhale? Perhaps you put your one hand on your belly. Just kind of right about where your belly button is. And the other hand on your chest. And feel what the breath does to the rest of your body as you breathe in. If you've ever noticed a baby sleeping, his little belly comes up and down. And that's the way we start out breathing. And then we get more anxious and agitated and active, and breath changes. It does different things at different times. But when we want to be calm, when we want to capture a moment of peace just for ourselves, then we look for long, deep inhales and complete exhales. And if you can make those deep belly breaths instead of just chest breaths, that triggers your primitive brain, the one that tells you when to breathe and when to get ready for a fight and that it's time to run away. And that brain knows that if you're breathing long and slow, everything's okay. There's no danger lurking in the bushes. So your stress hormones will slow down. You may find your pulse slowing, your blood pressure lowering. You may find that this is a perfect way to get ready for a good night's sleep, taking a few moments just to calm and quieten. Breathing in, breathing out. Now we could do this longer, as long as you want, really. But we're going to move into one final restorative pose. So be mindful of your blankets as you roll over off of them. Find your hands into the ground, press, and come up. And the last pose we're going to take, and we're going to use it as our Shavasana, is legs up the wall. And you may still want that headrest. There's also an elevated legs up the wall. We're going to start out with just the regular one. And let me move that. So come sit on the very front edge of your mat with everything as close to the wall that you're going to use as you can. And then we're going to lean our torso down along that same front edge of the mat. And we're going to move our bottom against the wall, or as close to the wall as we can get. And you're going to continue to stretch out along the front edge of that mat. And now just roll over on your back. Your feet are on the wall. If you need to make any adjustments to get closer, you can press into your feet and into your elbows and walk yourself closer. Or, and I like this, I think it really feels good, I'm going to take one of those blankets and I'm going to reach up and set my sacrum on that blanket and lie here. You can lie here for a couple minutes. You can lie here for 20 minutes, a half an hour, and continue to get the benefits of Vipariti Karani, draining the lake pose. Specifically, it's good for your lymphatic system, allowing the lymph system, which really just has to kind of rely on muscular effort to drain. So breathing in, again, breathing out. Find your attention on your breath. Relax and take this time just for you. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Breathing in, breathing out. Allow yourself to melt into the floor. There's no muscular effort, no movement needed except what you do naturally with your breath. And you are taking care of your body, and your body is taking care of you. Breathing in and breathing out. If you want to use this pose as a more active pose, you can. The closer your buttocks are to the wall, the more the stretch is through the hamstrings and the entire backside of your body. Breathing in, breathing out. And you can stay here for as long as you want, or you can roll over off of to your side, find your way back to a seated pose. Back into Sukhasana or any other comfortable seated pose for you. And as we again find that upward lift from our strong foundation of feet and sitting bones, bring your hands into prayer pose, palm against palm, fingers reaching into the opposite hand, pressing gently. Allow your thumbs to rest on your sternum, hand reaches slightly forward. The gentle pressure of your hands against each other allows you the resistance that you might need to get your shoulder blades, again, like angel wings sitting on either side of your spine. And gently bow your head. And bowing your head is another one of those kind of indicators that all is well. It's a signal, like your breath, that you are quiet and calm. And in that quiet peace, I recognize the light within you. I am honored to be able to lead this practice. Namaste. And thank you for joining me for gentle yoga. It's been fun. And now all I have to do is figure out how to quit the recording. Not happening, so sorry. Thank you.